Breathe it. Hey. Breathe it. Hey. Breathe it. Hey. Breathe it. Hey.
It is the Tina and Sheletta show. And before we get started, we want to let y'all know Minneapolis, where our company is based, holds a special place in entrepreneur and designer Houston White's heart. It's where he got his start. So whether it's launching the Get Down Coffee Company or his new Houston White for Target collection, Houston takes immense pride in giving back and inspiring those around him. Watch Houston discuss turning passion into reality and the importance of lifting the community up on Target's exciting new content series, Black Beyond, now playing on YouTube. Tina, it is the first week back of school, girl.
Woo! Look, I don't envy you not one little bit, girl. I'll tell you that. I didn't even know school started until I had to get the school started.
See, you don't even know school started until you see the crossing guards.
Girl, yes, I saw those kids walking down in the neighborhood. I was like, oh, it's school.
See, you ain't right.
I ain't right.
Girl, okay, so we have been doing homeschool since COVID. Yep. We have not been back to in-person classrooms since the pandemic started. We have been doing everything at home. We've been doing virtual. So, we would get out of bed. They would go log in. I serve them breakfast. They be eating and learning. They be in their pajamas till lunchtime. Mm-hmm. They take a break, come eat lunch, go back and log in. If we had errands to run, they just take the laptops in the car. We take the mobile hotspot. They could do class in the car. I'd be making groceries, girl, at the high. I mean, it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. Sometimes we stay in our pajamas all day, but that didn't mean the learning stopped,
Yeah.
And so now we get back to in-person school, and I was having anxiety even about all the supplies. Like for 4 kids, I got supplies. So I'm in Target with 4 baskets. Cameron's running over my heel with the baskets. Okay?
Oh my gosh. That's pet peeve.
So in order to try to keep everything organized, I gave everybody a basket. And so they all had their list. And so everybody got their own individual stuff so they could, once we got out, everybody had their basket. So we were not coming home trying to figure out whose belongs to whatever. Mm-hmm. Everybody had their stuff. And so I was already anxious about that. And then shoes and socks and clothes and trying to.
Are they uniform? Are they uniform or they wear?
No, they wear whatever they want to do. Yeah. Okay. And so, we get to the first day of school, girl, we wake up and I'm thinking I'm doing good. My time is off. Somebody had to change clothes because we had a spill. And then I forgot to pack their EpiPens to give to the nurse in case
I remember that. I remember those days.
Yeah. And so we get into school and they got all these new rules where you got to check in with an ID and get a badge and you can't walk around the school. Well, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. So I'm walking around the school with no badge on. Girl, trying to get the kids to class, the bell is girl, I swear to you, if I smoked cigarettes, I would have been cigarette because it was it's out. I just wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready, and
do you see a difference? Do you see a difference with Uvalde and everything that's happened with school security? Do y'all have like a posted police officer there, and they're doing like daily trainings? Because I think that would be my anxiety. Also, is that the security? Yeah, that's good, but getting the kids there and making sure that they give a damn about, the kids actually being safe is another part.
Yeah, so I did see, city police in the front of the school. And also another thing is that the exterior doors around the school were parents who had kids with special needs like mine, because it's too many people in the front, so they would let us come around the back or the side. Well, you can't do that no more. You have to come in the front and you have to get a badge and you have to show your ID. So that did change. So all those exterior doors that they had, those are not, in and out for parents to bring their kids in who have special needs.
But I got a question. So you remember when we were back in school? Did your school chain up them doors? You remember they remember back in the day? That must be a Texas thing because they used to chain the door. and they would like, it would be like, I felt like I was in High Learning, or what was that? What was it?
Lean on me.
Lean on
Joe
me.
Clark.
Yeah, go
Baby
Joe
Scott.
Clark. Because they would
Girl.
change because they didn't want nobody leaving. It wasn't about people coming in. They didn't want nobody leaving.
You know, and it's sad because they talk about the pipeline of prison, but every school in
Girl.
Texas got fences and the doors will change. You know, when we moved to Minnesota, I don't know how it was when you moved to Colorado, but none of the schools here have fences around them. Not one.
Oh, they sure don't. But I tell you, Colorado, that was the most relaxed school district I'd ever seen. And you know, my kids were post Columbine in high school, and it'd be winter. You would see booty shorts, tank tops. High school, they didn't care what you wear. Just come to school and get in there. They didn't care. So it was a whole different concept. So it was different from Texas. I have to tell you, my daughter, she said when, you know, her junior, senior year, she had to move to Texas as we made the transition. And she could not understand, why are we singing the Pledge of Allegiance? Yeah, they only do that in Texas.
They do.
Texas is its own little country.
And they wonder why the incarceration rate is so high. Hell, if you used to seeing chains and fences and pledging allegiance, you know, it might be, you know, it might be some stuff going on, but it's just really, it's so different from state to state. And you know, they just did a story on our family in the Chronicle about how we had to leave Texas to come to Minnesota to get better care for these kids. And you know, it's just, you know, it's sad that, you know, people have to move for love or opportunity, jobs, but you also have to think about moving for education.
Yeah. And you know, so do you I know you based off the article, it was a great move, but were you able to provide some type of insight to Texas on what they need to do? Because, you know, it's unfortunate that you have to move to another state, and luckily you had that, you know,
I have resources.
That career profession,
right?
But others don't have. They don't even know.
And that's the thing. You think that it's like that everywhere. If you've never been outside of Texas, you don't have any friends with kids with special needs in other states, and you don't really know how to research or access that information, you think if Texas is telling me that I have to wait 10 years to get services for my kids, then it must be that I have to wait 10 years to get services for my kids. And it must be like that everywhere, right? And so when I called Minnesota, they were like, it's a 10-month wait. I was like, we got to go. Yeah. We can't, you know, 10 months and 10 years, you know, that's two different things. Exactly. But the one thing that I learned, Tina, was that the lawmakers and the people in charge, they know what the problem is. They've had all this time to fix it, and they haven't done anything to correct it or alleviate that waiting list. So what I try to do is focus my attention on the parents and let them know, hey, it's not like this everywhere. You can go to another state. If Minnesota's too cold for you, Utah is available, Colorado, New Jersey. There are states out there that have really good, Idaho, really good opportunities for people who have kids with special needs. And you know, here are the places that you can go, and just make myself available as a resource to those parents, because it's a horrible thing when your child not talking and they not looking at you and they not potty trained and they 3, 4, and 5 years old, and somebody tell you got to wait 10 years. Well, Tina, by the time you wait them 10 years, it's too late.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know, and that's just another added layer too. Now you got to go to school. You got to make sure everybody have everything. You got to make sure the teachers understand, and you know, and make sure they understand who your child is. So, do you see that the parent participation for your kids at their level is imperative? Because you got to take a stake. You know, it's like your health. You got to be involved. You can't sit back and drop your kids off and think that the teachers are going to do it all.
And these teachers are strapped. I mean, these schools, there's a teacher shortage. Brandon special education teacher quit after day 2. Wow. I had just given her like a little gift card to say, hey, welcome, because she was new to the district. And girl, they called me to the office and told me here's a $50 check from teacher so-and-so because she quit after 2 days. So a lot of these schools are missing teachers. And so it's up to the parents. Girl, they even asking parents, you better be glad you ain't got no kids going to school right now.
I mean, it's even worse. I know what you're finna say. I already know what you're finna say. They are asking me, degree professionals, they're almost going to give me an accelerated option to go and teach sub anything, because I live within, less than a mile of an elementary school. And I received, as part of a homeowner association newsletter, if you're staying at home, if you're working at home and you have available time to go and work at a school, and I'm like, you don't want me around your kids. You do not want me around your
girl,
kids.
they is dragging anything off the street, girl. If they could just prop you up and put you in the classroom, they are looking for bodies. That's it. All they want is available bodies, because in order to have these kids in there, in order to get these state and federal dollars, they have to have teachers. And, they've been treating teachers so bad for so long, underpaying them, not giving them the resources. I just read something the other day where they said teachers spend $700 to $800 a year out of their own pocket on supplies. And then you're going to throw a child in there who don't want to listen, and a parent that cuss them out every 2-3 days, and they're not getting the support they need from the administration. Here, girl, they gone. And they're not coming back, girl. They gonna work somewhere else. And
you know what I would say is, I'm not working on any type of thesis or anything like that, but I definitely believe that corporate America needs to take some ownership. If you have a company or corporation in these school districts, you should be wanting to help pay for salaries or provide bonuses to teachers who do choose to stay in that community. Because if teachers stay at those schools, public or private, then those companies, they'll have resources around them, people. So why not invest in your community?
Yeah. Or just gift the teachers with some gift cards. Do something.
Yes,
it's like everybody's turning a blind eye and they're leaving it up to the school districts. Girl, look, when I found out who the teachers were, I got everybody Target gift cards. I got some hand sanitizer and some Clorox wipes, and just let them know, hey, look, aside from coming in here to teach, because I ain't finna do that, like you said, I'm available if you need a room, mom, if you need some supplies. I don't want you to have to come out your own pocket. And we talking, each of my kids got 2-3 teachers because they're in special education, but you want to do whatever you can to let these teachers know they are appreciated, because girl, and you know what, if some stuff go down, girl, they're gonna be the first one jump on your child to save them. You know what I mean?
Yes. And you know what, and it's almost like you want to, it's not a private school, but we definitely have to treat our public schools like a private school. Because my kids grew up in the Colorado school district, Cherry Creek schools. And I got to tell you, I didn't pay for private school. Well, I did for a period of time, but the involvement required in our public school for parents to be involved, I mean, even down to parents had to put together an auction. The money and the funds went to supply things for classrooms. I mean, we were involved. I thought I was in a private school without paying that big tuition. And it was like, parents, you got to go to, they had this rodeo roundup thing when my kids were in kindergarten. Every parent was required. If your child was going to kindergarten at that school, we had to do a camp out, get to know all the teachers, get to know all the parents.
Girl, they was for real about it. No,
I'm telling you
over here.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But you know what? What it did, I have relationships, and even my kids today, with those teachers, because they felt vested, because I was vested in my kids' education. Yeah. And we had year-round school, which was a little bit different. But I tell you, you know what? We can't sit back, even as parents, and just say that it's their responsibility. Whatever you can do to make the stress less, you need to be doing it.
Yeah. And, I don't think that we are in a situation right now where parents are ready to do that, girl. People are ready to just drop off their kids and walk off, and especially, I keep telling my moms in the autism community, these teachers are not going to fix your child. You want to wait till they get to school and let the teacher do everything. It doesn't work like that. Like you said, you have to be involved. You have to show up. You have to participate. And even if you don't know how to get involved, like I've been out of school for 2.5 years, so I don't even know how to jump back in. I'm like, look, just tell me where you need me, because I don't know where to go. I don't know if you need a hall monitor, if you need a lunchroom recess monitor. So point me in the right direction so I can help. But a lot of no, Tina, they ain't doing that no more.
Yeah, and you know what? Because it's amazing. Because that's amazing. I was even looking at a story this week that I think D.L. Hughley posted around a child with autism, and the the principal at the school did not even know that child was on a spectrum, and that principal, I don't know what the kid did, if it was an eye movement, if it was something, but he reacted and he actually physically touched this child. This parent is so devastated right now because that principal did not even know.
You're supposed to know who your special needs
you're
kids.
You're supposed to know your special needs kids. Because I mean, it's almost like, do I need to go by and tell every principal, I'm Tina, this is my child. You need to make sure that you understand who he is. So when something happens in the classroom, I'm going to be up here and I'm going to be on you.
But wait, this is the thing. So if something happens with a kid, the principal should have had enough patience and experience to say, hold on, this is so-and-so. Somebody pull his file. Is there something wrong with this child? Is this child have a 504, an IEP plan? Let me get some background on this child before I react. Girl, these folks is, and girl, wait, we ain't even 2 weeks in the school. We ain't even a whole month in the school.
Yes.
We ain't even a week up here.
But the other problem is new teachers, new principals, superintendents leaving. People don't have that 20-year, 30-year connection with kids that we had. We had teachers who had been there. They know everything about everybody. I had teachers who knew about my siblings who were older than I when I got there. When they saw my last name, they were like, "Oh, are you related to such and such?" Yeah. So, you know, and it's almost like, because we're losing teachers and we're losing principals and superintendents and people who are there and knew everything about everything that's going on in the community, it's a big disadvantage when you get somebody brand new and you know they see a kid of color, a kid of, you know, acting out, and you don't understand what's been going on,
or don't take the time. And you know,
we had all summer.
We had teachers who wanted to be teachers. There's a difference. We had teachers who all their life wanted to be a teacher. They went to school for teaching. They came out. They went right into the classroom. They prepared lesson plans. Exactly. And that's a lot of them. But then you have now where they are looking for warm bodies. They're going to get anybody. They're like you said.
I tell you, I got some family members that tell me they teaching, and I'm gonna tell you, if I had kids at that school. Because even the group text messages that we get from them, they can't spell text words. They can't acronym. And I'm like, and you teaching somebody kid? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I got one. No. I was like, what? Yeah, I got a class. Who gave you a class?
Who gave you a class?
Who gave
you? When did you go to college? I even had to ask that. Did you go to college? I remember you kept saying I'm going to college, but did you graduate? I'm parents, and that's another thing. As a parent, when I go into anything with my kids, coaches, even a job, don't you go in and kind of investigate who this person is?
You sure do.
My neighbors, I'd be looking on the registries. Who are you? Because maybe I'm not a trusting person. And as a parent,
cannot be.
Who are you? Where you come from?
And where your people come from?
Yeah, because I want to know your background, because not everybody is supposed to be a teacher.
And not everybody's supposed to be around your kids.
Girl, exactly.
Girl, Andrew up at McDonald's, girl, I got the manager's phone number. I'm like, I need to know how to get in touch with Mrs. Keisha when she ain't clocking in at McDonald's. I need to know who she is. Oh, her daughter and son-in-law work there. Okay, that's fine. But I need to know y'all, because y'all around my kids, and especially when you got kids who have challenges, as far as academics, girl, that's something you have to know. And I'm telling you, that's why so many more, and you never heard of this before, but so many more Black people are homeschooling their kids. We never did that before. We never did that.
But you know what? It's required, and I keep telling you, you don't know. When you have children that can't sometimes verbalize what's going on throughout the day, you need to know that I can go and talk to this teacher and find out, what's going on. Because you constantly follow their interaction, their feelings, how they look at what they're saying, because you can't get those verbalized words of what happened throughout the day.
Girl, I bathe everybody as soon as they get home from school. Like, we don't do anything until they take a bath. And I'm looking for bruises. I'm looking for bites. I'm looking for discolorations.
But you know what? That's some Texas stuff, because I'm saying my kids would get home and I would drill them like they didn't been to wherever. And I'd be like, who do you talk to? Who touched you? What they do? I to the point where I had this thing, and you know, my daughter will tell you, I would, when the first day of school, first thing I'd be like, how many black kids in there? What the teacher is? I want her to identify, not to say I was trying to make her create differences, but I wanted her to understand that, you know, what does the demographic look like in your environment?
Yeah.
You know, how do they treat Susie? What are they doing with Bobby? What's going on? You know, but you know, I had some very, very strong-minded kids. They would be like, "Mama, don't worry about it." You good. We don't see color. And I'm like, I get that. Y'all don't see color. But your mama needs to make sure that you're being treated fairly. Yeah. And they didn't get it, but I would do the drill down. Who touched you? What did the music teacher say? Did he talk to everybody else that way? You know, you have to kind of go through these different things, because I wanted them to understand that. I wanted them to recognize that, you know, make sure that they are being treated fairly. That was my big thing.
Yeah. And that's all any parent wants, really. Girl, I had such a good time talking to you.
Girl, you know, we can go on and on and on and on about this school stuff, because I tell you, I mean, I don't envy you, but I definitely support you in every way, because I tell you, if I had a child today in a school today, I don't know what I'd do.
Girl, pray. That's all we can do.
Pray.
Y'all make sure y'all download the podcast. Tell your friends about it. It's Tina and Sheletta. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Hey.
At Hy-Vee, we take pride in being part of the communities we serve. In 2021, we donated more than 14 million meals, and this year, we're committed to doing even more. For over 90 years, we've been the place that people turn in time of need, and we take that very seriously. That's why we're loading our semis full of food this week and making deliveries across the Midwest to help families this Easter. To join our effort, simply donate when you're at the checkout. Together, we can make a big difference for those in need.
All right, did you know I was the mommy slam dunk champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake a mom. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
Get fast, reliable internet for any budget. Now qualifying customers can get Xfinity Internet free through the Affordable Connectivity Program. That's right, free high-speed internet from Xfinity. And Internet Essentials customers can get equipment included at no extra cost. Get started today.
When my daughter was first diagnosed with autism, I didn't know what to do because I knew she qualified for services and resources for people with disabilities. But trying to figure out how to manage everything was overwhelming. So I turned to the folks at Acra Home Care for help, because for 30 years they've helped families like mine and provided self-guided personal care assistance services and financial management assistance for their developmentally delayed and elderly loved ones. The folks at Acra helped us get a fence so my daughter could play outside in the backyard safely, and even showed me how to use the resources to get a trampoline. And that's just a couple of the things that Acra Home Care does. Whether it's assisted living, mental health, or home health care, they've got you covered. Acra will make sure your loved ones who need services actually get it. Go to their website at acrahomecare.org or give them a call at 952-935-3515.